Well, didn't press the right button, did I? We will now resume our regularly scheduled intro. Be with you in a second. Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK live for this week in toys. And well, after all these weeks, what a rookie error I still made. Didn't press the loop button for the introduction, so I blame Hill Phones. Phil Jones, I know you're in the chat. You're dual watching the football, as a lot of you have already showed me you are doing the same thing. I was talking to Hill Phones and distracted myself. Didn't press the right button, and there I was, just sat there. So enjoy that special behind the scenes moment, if you will, of Jay's Toy Collection UK here live on a Friday night. So England are playing currently at the moment. They are losing 1-0 to Iceland in a friendly, to any football fans out there. So hopefully I can bring more entertainment than the England national football team, because there's a lot of toys to talk about this week. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks since we've been live for our bi-weekly This Week in Toys. And a lot of it has literally happened in the last 4 or 5 hours. So we are very timely with this particular. Now somebody is in the private chat saying at least I was dressed. So somebody is making me laugh in the background as well. But we will try and run a professional show here right on YouTube. So how are we doing? If you're in the live chat, please do make yourself known. We will come say hello in a second. But how is everybody doing on this Friday night out there in Toyland? There's a new Haslab running. Anybody back to Haslab yet? We will get into that this evening. We've got absolute loads of stuff from McFarlane Toys. Todd has been dropping all sorts of stuff. We've got Mythic Legions have announced a whole wave since we've last been on. G.I. Joe have announced a whole wave since we've last been on. NECA are starting to drop San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. It's already that time of year again. Can you believe We are over halfway through the year already. So we're literally just over a month and a bit away from the Christmas of toy collecting, indeed, San Diego Comic-Con. So get your wallets ready. It's nearly that time of year again. So make yourself known in the chat. And let's bring her in. Cheeky Monkey, how are you doing, darling?
I'm good, thanks. I've had a long day, so I'm ready to relax with my cup of tea, have some chat. Put your monkeys in the chat, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm ready for this.
Well, she's on the ball a bit more than me. Some idiot went live in his own intro.
Can I just say, I love how you call this like Toyland, like in the toy world that you live in. You always live in a different world to everyone else.
I live in a toy house in a toyland. It almost
really
sounds like a children's book out there, doesn't it? So it is
like
this week in toys, of course. So we will get, of course, the first graphics up of the evening then, if I can even find the graphic. But you'd think I would know, nearly 10 months into this by now, where the actual buttons are. But no, still can never find them. So if you could hit that like button, please hit that like button, as Cheeky Monkey said. Of course, keep your thoughts in the comment section if you're on the replay, or chat away in the live chat if you would. If you are new here, we're not new to this, amateur. Think about subscribing. And of course, as I like to say, tickle. She's not tickling. Tickle with me, dear. Tickle that notification bell to find out when the next video goes live. But of course, something has always been happening on This Week in Toys. We like to call it here the streak. So ever since nearly a year ago now, we're nearly at the year anniversary. We've had at least one super chat since we've hit the 1,000 subscribers per episode of This Week in Toys. So if anybody out there in Toyland would like to help keep the streak alive, then feel free. Super chats, any amounts are welcome towards the wedding fund, the toy fund, just supporting the channel and keeping that streak alive. So please feel free to drop a super chat, and you will get a very special thank you graphic come up on the screen. Cheeky Monkey does love a good thank you graphic. So anybody out there,
I do. Normally the wedding one I like. The wedding one's good.
Then feel free. So that is the streak. But I suppose we will come and say hello to the chat. So let's have a look. Can I get buttons out? Buttons this week. Buttons are not my friend, it seems. Right, here we go. Who was in first? Bricklight Travel was in first. He's trying to make me laugh in the private chat, so he can stay there. We'll just ignore him for now. There was Jeremy Curley's in. Good day, everybody. How are we doing, Jeremy? There we are. We've been buying the X-Men soundtrack on vinyl. I'm sure that's a pretty good one. We've got a little bit of X-Men in pickups to come this evening. Jeremy's having a chat there. Right, here we are. Super Turk is in. Hello, we got a bit of Turtles news. Literally breaking Turtles news for Super Turk 5000 to come during this stream. Thanks to the man that is now saying his apologies. Hill phones distracting me during my own intro. I take no whatsoever. Phil is here. Nice to see you, Phil. Little Leaf Creations is back with us. Nice to see you, Pete. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a live chat for a few weeks on the live. We got the variant who. Daniel Williams is in the chat. There was the
variant.
Really with the football as well. So he is doing double duty this evening. Then we got a pile of monkeys. Jeremy with the monkeys. Phil with the monkeys.
Get your monkeys in the chat. Share your love.
Bonjour from Scotty. Scotty C from Blue Owl Collectibles is in the chat. We've got a graphic for him. Let's get the graphic up. So loads of the G.I. Joes we were talking about tonight, and some of that Hasbro product is available on Blue Owl Collectibles. There is an affiliate link in the description below. If you'd like to give that a click and head over to Scotty's website, you might find yourself some pretty well-priced Marvel and G.I. Joe items here in the UK. I've seen they've been shipping out quite a lot recently on the Facebook group, so do go and support Scotty if you can. There we are. And welcome to Eric Baker. I think that's a new name. Hello, Eric. Batman Brave Weather potentially sold out. Yes, I'm not surprised at all. We will get into the Batman Forever wave, and Todd is a selling out machine, it seems, at the actual minute. But right, that is the chat said hello to. That's everybody in the chat that I can see at the moment. So I suppose we'll traditionally start with pickups, I suppose, dear, won't we? With a bit of pickups. There was before we get hold on. Before we get to pickups. The streak's alive, ladies and gentlemen. The streak has been kept alive. And it is that distracting man himself, Phil Jones, with the £2 super chat for the Monkey Fund. Thank you, Phil.
Fund
has been kept alive. I'm sinking on my chair tonight. Sorry, it's just getting amateur hour here on YouTube. I don't know. I'm on the work chair. I've just sunken. But the £2 super chat there from Hill Phones himself, supporting the channel and the streak. So the streak we can once again happily say is alive this week. And the Sport in the Monkey Fund. So
What the monkey fund?
So what we give Phil as a thank you for the Monkey Fund here. I'll do it with my eyes closed. He's randomly got, you've got Darth Vader.
Oh.
Darth Vader says thank you for the super chats. You have the Darth Vader Star Wars super chat there. So thank you to Hill Phones for the first one to assist with the streak this evening. And there is a bit of Darth Vader action for you. Cheeky Monkey, of course, a massive fan of Darth Vader, aren't you, darling?
Yeah, massive fan of Darth Vader. You did send me a lovely video to watch the other day, which did make me chuckle, of the actual Darth Vader's voice, the actor.
Oh, David Prowse actually doing the voice rather than James Earl Jones. Yes, you did have a little,
it was very good.
Little chuckle at that, didn't you? Right, let me get the button on the screen. Here we are. Pickups. So we will start, as per tradition, on This Week in Toys with action figure pickups. Cheeky Monkey, you'd like to show us one pickup a week? You're limited to one. What have you got this week?
Why am I limited to one? Like, I could share lots of things. I have got a pickup. I actually went to the toy shop, and Jay didn't purchase anything. I did. So this is a first. So I don't even know what are these called, Jay?
Those are mini pop vinyls. I can't
Mini
believe
pop
pop vinyls.
So I don't
right
know.
in there. There you go.
Is that all right? Can you see?
That's better. So
I've got mini pop vinyls. There's Toy Story, and I had you get a mystery. You get 3, and you get a mystery one. And I got Buzz, and I was really excited. And Jay found out that Buzz, this one's the rare one, isn't it?
I think he was you've broken him
out.
I think he might have been a 1 in 6 or something, or a 1 in 3. I can't remember.
Yeah, he was the rare one because his wings are out. So, and they come in like a little. Jay, look, see, I touch things, and they come in like this little display case, which is really cool. So I've started my own little collection, which Jay's very happy about. So yeah, these are really cool. So yeah, I bought that this week.
That's the closest thing you've come to action figures on the channel, I think, darling. I still don't think
really, do you not like them?
Well, I don't like pop vinyls, darling. No.
No, but it goes with my Toy Story section quite well.
Somebody else in the chat. Any pop vinyl fans in the chat? The fact that they're tiny, I don't mind them that they're small.
Oh, but they're so like Slinky Dog's proper. Sorry, I've got Slinky Dog, I've got Rex, I've got Buzz, and I've got Woody. But yeah, they're proper cute.
There you go. Look, hello, Tariq. Tariq's here, and he likes the pops. There you are. You got some support.
The pops are alright. I think I prefer the smaller ones, but I haven't got that many pops anyway. I've just got the Toy Story ones now, so yeah, we'll start my own collection. So we'll have a look out for those in the shops and see if I can get my rest of my clan then ready. Okay. And we'll display them all everywhere. Yeah.
See, she's turning into a collector week by week, so I'm having a slow influence on her as she. The closest she's come to action figures in a while is mini pop vinyls. So thank you, darling.
But they're cute, though, aren't they?
Yes, darling. They're
they're cute.
Fantastic. Cannot believe it. There we are.
Do you know what? When you show me your toys, I have to show enthusiasm. So you can at least do the same for me. Thank you.
We'll set a rule tonight. All super chats while Cheeky Monkey's on the screen will go towards pop. Oh dear, I've literally jinxed myself. Go towards pop vinyls. Because Jeremy has come in with a $10 super chat, literally as the words were coming out of my mouth.
Oh, thank you.
So, Jeremy, thank you for the $10 super chat. I have one of those mini pop sets as well. I needed the Harley for the collection.
So cute. What does he have them for?
23 Harley Quinn pops.
Oh, wow. Just Harley Quinn?
Now, Jeremy is a big fan of Harley Quinn. I do know this because
I don't mind a bit of Harley Quinn myself.
I was famously not buying the Harley Quinn Mondo, and he was not happy with me in the chat. Then, luckily, they re-released a deluxe edition, so I managed to buy the Harley Quinn. So it cheered him right up. So thank you for the $10 super chat there from Jeremy. And I think I will actually be getting a Lego Harley Quinn in the days to come as well. So thank you very much for the $10 there. And we will give you a thank you. What should we give him there? Well, if we got Harley, closest we can get to DC related. We'll go for Two-Face. We'll go for old Harvey Dent himself, a figure we will be getting to, of course, this evening when we discuss the McFarlane Batman Forever Wave. But there is the orange and purple version of Two-Face. So thank you for the support, Jeremy. And we will get into literally now a pickup of I can actually go for that very orange and purple version of Mr. Two-Face himself, because he's over here in my first pickup, which I have shown on Legends of Liquor, but I haven't shown on the channel, is the purple and orange Two-Face bank robbery Lego set. So as I try to now build this Lego Marvel DC crossover city in the new Lego loft that we are adding to the collection. That one,
are we now calling it the Lego loft, are we? Is
well,
this the
it
technical
rhymes.
term for it?
It was going on the spare bed, and then I realised when the guests come over, that's going to be a lot of stuff to move. So I've sort of emigrated up to the loft area.
We're going to run out of rooms.
Well, we have a lot of rooms in the house. There's only a few now that do
And
not
most of
contain
them are
toys.
filled with toys, would you believe?
While we're here, can you name the rooms in the house that do not contain toys?
Kitchen.
1.
We've got like a front porch. Actually, there's probably toys in there. Actually,
2 for the porch.
I would say bathroom, but you've put a
Bathroom.
canvas thing up.
No, there's no toys in the bathroom.
Got any in the bedroom? No, they're mine.
Not in the main bedroom. They're
my
yours.
Toy Story ones up there.
So your toys are in the bedroom, dear. You've just said that live on YouTube.
My Toy Story toys are in the bedroom.
I think they needed some clarification. We could have had some.
Being rude?
No, I'm not being rude. I'm just thinking the chat might take that as a little bit of an innuendo when you've just said only your toys are in the bedroom.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
So we're up to 4 rooms. The garage?
The garage has got loads of your toys in.
What? I'm not counting
You've got
the garage.
boxes of toys in there, don't lie.
Oh, that's stuff for sale. I'm counting at least 5.
Stuff for
So that's
sale.
5 times. That's Booker T stuff. 5 rooms in the house that do not contain toys. Now, how many rooms do contain toys? The toy room, the spare room.
The toy room.
Now,
literally, the house is a full toy room.
The living room and the loft. So that's 4 rooms that contain toys.
Office.
So I've just said that. So I have been outnumbered 5 rooms to 4 in favour of no toys in the house. So when I say I could be a minimalistic toy collector, darling, I don't think you can dispute that.
Well, that's a load of rubbish, isn't it? Let's face it.
That's mathematical.
No, you can't do it like that, can you?
How can you argue with maths? That's like 60% of the house does not contain toys.
And how much of the house has my things in it?
Well, we don't want to go into your toys.
Exactly.
I think we need to move swiftly on. So there you are. So there we are. That is a fact for you. You can take that to the bank. That 60% of this house does not contain toys.
60%? Where did the 60% from?
Simple maths, Liv. Simple
oh my
maths.
Goodness.
There we are. Right, pickups, darling. Pickups. So,
pickups. What have you brought then? I've been busy answering the door this week, so.
Let's fly through. We have had a lot of doorbells ring this week. So
we have,
Jeremy mentioned X-Men 97. So we do have the X-Men 97 Lego jet. I'm not sure if I've shown that before or not. But I'm determined to build that tomorrow. That's going to go on tomorrow's building list. I've been trying now for a couple of weeks and keep failing to get around to it. So that's going on the building list. But let's stick with Marvel and let's go to Marvel Legends then. So a pre-order came in this week of the Armin Zola and the Baron Zemo 2-pack, the Amazon exclusive. And to my surprise, the Amazon pre-order guarantee actually came through with a bit of assistance this week because I got myself £8 off this one. I think Phil Jones in the chat did as well, because the price must have dropped randomly for the £50 pre-order down to about 41 something. So they refunded the difference. So we've got a nice bit of a £8 Amazon voucher coming our way. So that wasn't bad at all. So for a brand new Marvel Legends. And what are you going to
spend your voucher on? More toys?
Probably going to buy some Lego road plates, darling. I think. That's what I was thinking about. Let's go for one you might enjoy. It goes with your toys. Now this.
Oh, Toy Story?
No. This figure can only be described as the heroic master of extension.
No.
So it's Extendar from He-Man, the heroic master of extension.
He's got extendable arms.
He's got extendable everything, dear. There's extendable
everything. Oh, impressive.
There you are.
Do you remember
get this one?
That stretch man that you used to get, and you could stretch him, and he was muscly. What was he called?
Stretch Armstrong.
That's the one. He used to stretch far, didn't he?
He did. You can still get Stretch Armstrong in many forms if you want to.
Can you still buy him?
You can still buy a stretch Armstrong if you wish. Yes, he can be fully stretched if needed in all sorts of positions. Right, let me just move that over there. Press that button, and right. Next up, let's go for a toddy triple. We'll go for a toddy triple there. Next on pickup.
That name's banned in this house.
A toddy triple. So we start with Christian Bale Batman, but this is the what are they calling this one?
Christian Bale Batman. Let's have a look.
The Hong Kong skydive version.
Ooh.
Effectively, he wasn't going to buy this one, but after the tumbler incident of 2 tumblers in one day, that I
we had that song for a while, didn't we?
Well, I needed to put a Batman in my tumbler, and my one's only got the hard plastic cape. I haven't got the one with the soft goods cape.
So can they fit in? Can they?
So I thought, well, I bloody hope so, love.
Well, you never know. I thought they were just display purpose only. I don't know.
You hope they would. So I'm going to actually put him in the Batmobile. Not particularly from the right scene, but at least he'll fit. So he's going in the Batmobile. Because I've only got the hard goods cape, which is not going to cut it. Props and replicas came through with pre-order of the Phygital, I suppose we should be calling these. The Phygital/digital Aquaman. So he seems to be physical at least. So that's a start. I think if I collected them all, I'd get some form of digital builder figure, but God knows. So stupid gimmick as Todd likes to do there. So he's in, and a pretty cool one is Hal Jordan there. So there is Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, in his classic sort of 70s look of Green Lantern. So that's nice to actually have a more classic version in the collection. There was there we are. We got it. Oh, look, it's in the chat now. It's my personal shop of the day, Mike Hex. Mike has been helping me out with gargoyles from across the pond. Yes, Technodrome. That was the breaking news. We will get to that. And yeah, I probably do want one. But if you ship me a Technodrome, Mike, I'm sure the shipping's going to be absolutely crazy on that one. There is a yes. That's Mike, my shopper. We'll move on from Mike there.
That's Mike. That's Mike, my shopper.
Cheeky Monkey sees the pile. There was a. Have to see if we can put something in that box to sweeten the deal for you, darling. There was a. Right. Next up, we have got. Look at this. Finally, we've got a Droideka. We have a Droideka in the Star Wars Black series. So we've been waiting 9 or 10 years for them to actually do a Droideka. You can fold it down, it seems. So very nice to actually have one of these in the collection, because I've never had one in any form at all. So
I don't know what that is.
You've just seen the film, dear. It's the film we reviewed on the channel just a few weeks ago in that famous segment, Cheeky Monkey Reviews The Phantom Menace.
I've had to sleep since then.
At the start of the film, dear, they're on the ship and these things come into balls and shoot at them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah. So you got to explain it to me because I don't know.
So, shooting balls. That's the way
Shooting balls. Lovely.
Understand that. Shooting balls. And that will keep her very busy. Right. Let's stick a bit of Lego in there. So now we're a joint collector. We've got to sort of mix it in where you can.
Joint collector. Collect everything, don't you?
Cheeky Monkey entered the competition for this one. So we have a Millennium Falcon. So we have a new, smaller scale model. Quite
How
detailed.
big is that one? Is it smaller than...
It's 9.5 inches by 5 inches. So it's not the biggest. It's only a little display model.
But it's a representation.
Yes, it's a very detailed representation. But Zavi had a competition on. You could spin the wheel and win a discount. And Cheeky Monkey spun that wheel and got 25% off. So got a bargain, bargain price of £50 for that one compared to just under 70 that they wanted for it. So that was a bit of luck. Cheeky Monkey may have not actually spun that wheel. I may have spun it out of their email account, because once I spun it on my own, I didn't get a big enough discount. Maybe. What's happened? Maybe. Right. We will continue. See, we've got all sorts of pickup, a very different pickup segment this evening. And actually, every line is represented.
I feel like you got something from everything. Yeah.
Literally.
A bit of everything tonight.
Went to Smith's the other week, and Dalsim, of course, from Street Fighter 2 with his extendable limbs.
You got very excited when you pulled this off the shelf.
I did. I was like that. I was like I don't know. Quick as a cat, I was trying to. When I saw that on the shelf, I grabbed that. And he pulled my shoulder out. So managed to.
Did yourself an injury there?
I did. So I managed to get Dalsim on the shelf. It's very nice to see Jada Toys actually on the shelf in UK retail. So managed to get Dalsim there. We've then got a Marvel Legend. So I think we're a bit behind the States on this 2-pack, but the Daredevil and Hydra Man, Spider-Man the Animated Series 2-pack has come in. They've literally just got Morbius and Doctor Strange in the States, so we are a little bit behind on that one there. But that is here for the collection. Right, a little bit of a wrestling section now. We have no wrestling so far, so here's Dan's favourite wrestler. It's old HBK himself. It's Shawn Michaels in his sort of 2006-7 DX attire there. So he's got the glow sticks and everything. So that is some of the
glow sticks
figures. Yeah, it's got glow sticks too.
I've not seen this one.
Haven't you?
No, you need to show that.
Well, if you want some more glow sticks, the Triple H to go with him is on the sofa next to you, so you can have a closer look in a bit.
There's no toys on the sofa next to me.
It's probably in the pile of boxes, darling.
Probably.
Right, a couple more to go then, and we'll be there for pickups. In less than half an hour, we are flying today, but there is a lot of toys to talk about. So, Cheddar Toys Sabu. Now, that is a weird figure. I think I pre-ordered that about 3 years ago. Don't think the company is even actually properly in existence anymore, but they did ship the Sabu figure after literally all this time. So, he'll be joining my ECW wrestling display. What I was very excited for is the Mattel 4-pack, sort of territory era wrestlers. So you've got Gorilla Monsoon versus Muhammad Ali, and then you've got Superstar Billy Graham versus Harley Race. So a nice 4-pack in there from Mattel. I haven't had a figure of Gorilla Monsoon since the Jack's days because I didn't manage to get the commentary one. Sorry?
You opened it yet?
Does it look like I've opened it now?
Well, I don't know. I thought you were that excited about it. I thought you'd opened it.
No.
Okay.
It's
been too busy with Lego.
It's been too busy with Lego. Very good segue, darling. Because the next pickup is behind me. And I actually started building it literally today. So I'm a couple of bags in. But if you've seen the video on the channel from about, 3 weeks ago now, they announced Barad-dûr, the Eye of Sauron for Lego. And I lost my mind and started a whole Lego collection involving Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. Because, of course, that's what you do when you see one Lord of the Rings Lego set. So that's happened. That's a thing. So I've started to build it today because Barad-dûr did arrive. The box is massive, so it's downstairs. But there is little Frodo Baggins, little Samwise Gamgee, and a nice little base there from the first bag of the Lego set. So Barad-dûr is under construction. I'm 2 bags in, 38 bags to go. So it's going to take me probably quite a while to get through that one, at least a month, I would guess. But we will have progress shots on the channel. I did have to do my first ever Lego stay up till midnight pre-order in case the giveaway sold out, which it did about 12 hours later. But I was lucky enough to get there on time. So there is this elusive thing, the Fell Beast with the Nazgul, that I've checked eBay sold listings before I came on the air. Sold listings. This thing is selling on average for £120 in the UK. That's the average sale price. Absolutely insane for just a little Lego set.
That comes free, does it? With
that came free with a Lego set. It was supposed to last a couple of days. Only lasted 12 hours. But now I'm torn. Do I sell that and try and get some money for some other toys, or do I keep it? So I haven't quite been brave enough to open it as of yet. But I would like a Fell Beast in my little Lego collection. So I'm probably going to open it. But there it is. So that is quite a rare pickup.
It's a rare thing now, yeah.
Yes, that's might have to say mint on box to remember my my first dive into the Lego world.
Lego.
And there is one final pickup, and we have saved the best for last, as we like
Toy
to do.
Story?
On the pickup segment. It's not Toy Story, darling. Try again.
Toy Story 2?
No, Toy Story 2. No, I'm going to let you in misery. It's not Pixar, darling. No. It is what has been taking the world by storm the last few weeks. It is X-Men, the animated series. Look what came in. It is the Mondo version of Rogue, the deluxe edition with the Sentinel head. So
Cool.
super excited to get Rogue in. There has been apparently a bit of a QC issue with some of the eye paint, so I did whip her open as soon as she came, and mine's all good. Mondo did offer replacements if you had a dodgy one, but luckily I do not have a dodgy one. Got a lovely Sentinel head in there as well. So this bad boy finally came in. I haven't seen to get the Marvel Legends version of Rogue from the animated series because she sold out, but I knew I had the Mondo coming, so it's happy really to wait for this one, and she does look really good. So I'll do some more content on her in the moved Mondo collection when I actually get around to putting it in the cabinet. But she is here, and the joy of joys, they shipped it directly from China, so I didn't have to pay any import fees. So that was an absolute that was the best news of the week, really. About 50 quid saved there through not having to pay import fees on my girl Rogue. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was pickups. Hello to Kurt K. I hope you are feeling a bit better.
Hi, Kurt. Hope you're feeling okay.
He turned up just in time for a bit of Lord of the Rings chatter there as well, Kurt. So not bad timing on your part at all. Right then. I suppose we better get into some action figure news. So we're half an hour into the show. Are you ready then? So there is a poll in the chat. Let's check the poll in the chat. Anybody voted? I forgot it was even there. Will I end it? We don't know. So what is the best of the week then as we go into the action figure news? Is it the Batman Forever wave, the Haslab Cantina, the G.I. Joe waves, or the NECA San Diego Comic-Con announcement? And at the moment, it's very close, to be honest. We've nearly got a three-way tie, but it's a joint tie at the moment with the Haslab Cantina and the G.I. Joe wave. So we are very close.
Oh, people are excited for that. That's
pretty
good.
much neck and neck in the poll. So do try and vote in the poll if you are watching through the stream on the live show here. And at some point, somebody might get me to remember to end the poll, but we will see. So as we go into the action figure news, then we will just get my little graphic there for you. It's the action figure news segment of This Week in Toys. Plenty of news to talk about. So we will bring in our third man, the Hulk Hogan, if you will, of the action figure live stream. He is the newest member of the Legends and Liquor UK crew. If you did see his surprise appearance on Dan Hu's previous Legends and Liquor stream, it is Matt from Brick Life Travels.
Good evening. How are we?
I am okay. How are you doing on this Friday evening, sir?
I am enjoying amateur hour highly, sir. It's been very entertaining so far. I am very glad you had clothes on. Otherwise, we could have been completely kicked off YouTube. Didn't start well, but we are here.
Yes, we are here with a few little errors along the way, but we are plowing through here on this Friday night of Toy Talk. Right, we will go to, let's do the Cantina first, shall we? So we will head there. Let's head there. We'll go on the side. We'll go on the side for now. Cheeky Monkey, are you stopping with us for a bit?
Do you want my opinions on this or not?
Why not? Let's keep you in then. So if you're willing to offer them, you can stay for the Cantina. Let's see what you think.
At least I know what a Cantina is. So
she knows what the Cantina is. So today, 4:00 UK time, they finally revealed the Haslab for the Star Wars Vintage Collection. So earlier this week, we had the announcement for G.I. Joe that they would be getting the San Diego Comic-Con slot for the Haslab. And I said to myself straight away, I was like, I think I even actually said it on my G.I. Joe video. Star Wars need to get a move on because they're going to run out of time to get it in and get it finished before Comic-Con. And then, lo and behold, literally the next day, they announced that Friday they will be launching the Haslab, which we all knew from a previous This Week in Toys, of course, was the Cantina, because that was leaked out by somebody testing the website, seemingly, and testing it in live, not testing it in the test area. So it is the Cantina. No surprise to all. So let's have a look then. Let's have a full actual reveal of the Cantina. So it launched at 4:00. Let's click the back button and see how we were doing. So it had about 1,000 backers in the first hour. So we've just live refreshed it. And we're just under 2,500 backers then. So just under 2.5K at about 9:30 here. So about 4.5 hours in if you're watching on the replay.
Well, I like watching the numbers go and see how it goes. So when does this end?
Well, yeah, that was going to be my very next point, dear. Interesting. You've not got your normal 45 days. You've only got 32 days, by the looks of it. So 31 days, 7 hours and 20 minutes remain. So not even giving you a full 32 days. They're giving you 31 days and change, effectively, to make sure this is well and truly over before San Diego Comic-Con. So you've not got as long as you would normally have it. So you've only really got one pay cycle if you're in the UK here, and you're paid calendar monthly to actually get this one. And you do have, as it was kind of leaked when we thought we were reading it last time, you do have two options. You've got a standard one, which is interesting, and a deluxe option. So your price points here in the UK are $399.99. So $400 for the standard, or you can change to the deluxe for $499, so for $500. So you've got your $400, you've got your $500. They said you can back either or, it still counts towards the overall total. And they need 8,000 backers in the next 31 days to actually get this thing over the line. But of course, there is tiers and everything to go. So my suspicion was true that the deluxe would not be extra figures. I was thinking it's going to be the rest of the playset, because my first thought, if you remember when we covered this last time, I was like, where's the rest of it? That was my first thought, was where's the rest of it? And the rest of it is in the deluxe offering. So get all your thoughts on the Cantina in the chat, in the live chat. If you're on the replay, let me know your thoughts in the replay and I will get back to you there. But if you're in the live chat, are you backing this in the live chat? That's a question to the live chat. Are you in? Are you not? Do you like it? Do you not? As we talk through these images. So it's big was the first thing I took away. So I watched the video, I watched the live stream, and I must say it looked better than I thought it did just from the leaked images. I was a bit underwhelmed on the leak images, but it definitely looked better than I thought in person. It's much bigger than I thought. There is a lack of lights. There's no lights in it, which I don't like for the price point. They even showed you where the translucent plastic was and encouraged you to use your own lighting. So for this price, I would have liked at least some form of light up features. We could have at least included a tea light in the tables. So I'm not too fan of the lights. I'm fine with there being no sound, but I would have liked some lights. I would have also liked domes. Now the Lego version, of course,
about a floor.
I would like a floor. I would like a floor as well, but we can see from the previous image you weren't going to get a floor. But I did like some of the subtle paint outs on it. There's not a lot of paint on it. I did like the texturing of the brick, and I did like the sort of red and blue accents over the doorways. But it is big. It is so big. So it's 32 inches long, and if you go for the deluxe, it's 29 inches deep. So it's nearly a square when you put the whole thing together. So it's going to take up a lot of space. So I've got the Kallax units behind me. So if I just jump back to a bigger screen there. So the units behind me, each double cube, so take two cubes, literally the bit you can see behind me, two cubes would come to 26 inches wide. And if I went double deep on the units, it would come to 30 inches deep. So technically, this thing would not fit in a double deep, double wide Kallax. So they said it would fit on a shelf, but I'm not quite sure what shelves they'll be using, because it won't fit in an IKEA Billy. You're literally going to need some form of table to actually display this. It would fit on a big coffee table. If you've seen some of my wrestling displays, they're on big IKEA tables in there. And in terms of depth, it would not fit on an IKEA table. So this is really, really big. So you are going to need some serious amount of space. So I think that's the only thing justifying the potential, if it's justifying the price point on this one, is the actual size of it, because it is massive. There's a ton of accessories, including tables, over 100 glasses, as we go through some of the images we will go through in a second here. So there is quite a bit to it. In terms of the tiers and the figures, let's go through those if we can. So we'll scroll down. I don't know if we've got the tiers or we've got the figures here. Are you going to show me the figures? It looks like you do get a sticker sheet. I don't recall them mentioning that, but if you want to probably stick some of these on the outside of the Cantina, looks like you've got an option of a sticker sheet. So included in the Cantina then is, of course, the barman himself. Now he, I thought, was a pretty good looking figure. So you have to zoom in, I think, here on there. That's as far as I can zoom. But I love the pose behind the bar. I like the pointy finger. We don't serve your kinds here, throwing the droids out of there. So, of course, he was essential to the set. So I thought he would come in the base offering. So that was no surprise. But he looks good. So that's a better looking figure than I want. But here we go. And surely this is the selling point. As soon as I saw the Tonica sisters, I was like, okay, this thing's getting backed. Because for years, and I mean for years, I've heard the vintage collection collectors out there tell me they want Tonica sisters. They want the Tonica sisters, and they finally got them. I don't think they've had action figures ever in any of the line. I don't believe they were in the Kenner line, and I don't believe they've been in any 3 3/4 line so far. Kurt, if you're still in the chat, you can probably correct me on that if I am wrong, but I do think this is literally the first time we are getting them. They've said they're exclusive to the set for now. They did say we have no plans currently to release them later on separately, but the word currently was used there, I think, from Jing. So potentially in the future they will do them again, but they'd be on different packaging. But they did make out like there is no current plans for the Tonica sisters to come. Then we've got to look at the full Cantina together. So I think it looks much better together as it's good, but it look nice under a coffee table. I think Mike Hex was suggesting earlier. So you're going to need some serious space for it, but it would look nice under there. So that is the full play set, and then we got on the tiers. Then bit of a weird one. Some of the tiers. So you've got Greedo, of course. Did he shoot Han, or did Han shoot him? You can recreate it yourself. If you get to 11,000 backers, so the standard sort of backing procedure seems to be in place, where every 3,000 above the base offering, you get another figure. All the tiers are figures. So you've got Greedo on an exclusive card. And again, the way they've worded it is exclusive card. So I do think all these tiered figures are coming separately, probably later at some point in the vintage collection. And I'm sure we've already had a Greedo in the. I would be surprised if we haven't had a Greedo already. And then I'm going to be no good with some of these names. But we have a 4-arm man who is allergic to a lot of things, so he's got a spacesuit on. So it's Nabron Leeds. I have no idea how we pronounce these alien names, but nice to fill out your Cantina because you're going to need some classic aliens to fill out the Cantina. But of course, it doesn't. They also pipeline, although they pipelined Han Solo, Chewbacca, Luke, and Obi-Wan, all again coming with upgraded figures to go in there. You're going to have to buy the modal node separately, though. The Cantina band does not come with the playset. And I can see that they've literally now sold out in the UK. As soon as this was announced, I saw the band was sold out. So that was a £100 pack. I think it might have gone in the post sale, but it's completely sold out. So if you are new and you have no characters like me, I would have no characters at all in 3 3/4 inch for A New Hope. I would have to start completely from scratch if I were to get this, because I've only collected Return of the Jedi in the 3 3/4 scale. So I would literally need to buy everybody. So I can see it getting even more expensive, adding the figure. And then here we come, the little wolf fella at the bottom, who's called, my goodness, how on earth do we say that? Ariel Scrooge. That's the way I'm going to say it. We've got the little wolf man in the Cantina there. So he's at 17,000. So you get 3 figures with it, and you can unlock 3 figures. So you get 6 figures if it reaches all tiers, which normally they do for the vintage collection Haslabs. They haven't had one yet. It hasn't gone all the way. So 6 figures and a massive playset for 400, or for 500, you get the rest of the playset to make it even bigger. So overall thoughts, yeah, I kind of like it. I think it did look better in person. I'll get to the chat in a second of what it actually looks like. But will I be getting it? Well, find out in a minute. But I have literally run out of breath. That was my whole spiel on the Cantina. Cheeky Monkey, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I think it looks good for what it is. I mean, the size I'm a bit concerned about, because I don't think we actually have any more room to put anything else. But yeah, I think it looks good for what it is. And yeah, I was just wondering whether about the band. So yeah, they've obviously been sold out, so you can't get the band now. So that's a bit of a shame.
Well, you can head to eBay in the UK and pay a bit more. But yeah, it seems like it has sold out.
Because I'd want the band with this. I'd say that was kind of would be a selling point. But if they've already got the band, so that's good.
Yeah, if you already got the figures and you're a 3 3/4 inch collector, like a certain somebody I know out there, I think this is a no-brainer. It does look pretty good. I think it'll look epic on a display. And our good friend Kurt K already there. Thanked Kurt for one of those because he is going to be a backer of this one. I had no doubt in my mind. But Kurt, are you? I don't know if I read. You are going deluxe, are you? Yes. Tanner has asked that question already as I scroll the chat. Well done, Kurt. Go deluxe. If you're going to go big, you might as well go big. That's my motto. Don't bugger about the normal version.
Do you get any more figures? Sorry, I probably missed what you said. But you said you get a bit extra for the deluxe. Do you get any figures extra with that then, or just a little bit?
No, you get the extra wall piece. So if I can find the picture for you, if we flick through, you think they could have one here in the gallery nicely set up for me? How far do they want me to scroll for this picture, Cheeky Monkey?
All of it. Sorry.
All the way.
Sorry for asking the question.
You get the extra side, and then you can put the other side on.
Okay.
So you get a complete cantina. So you like it, but we have no figures. So do you think we should get...
I like it. I mean, it's a lot of money, though, isn't it? Do you think the value's there for what you get?
It's bigger than I thought. As I say, I would have liked some lights for the price. You're talking 6 figures. What are they these days? They're 20 quid roughly for a vintage collection figure. So you could say, as long as it backs all the tiers, 120 for the figures, you're making it more of a £300 play set. I paid 200 and something for Jabba's Palace. This is way bigger than Jabba's Palace. So I suppose you can just about justify the price on this one. It would be nicer to be cheaper, but I can see where they've come from just because of the sheer amount of plastic involved.
I suppose the size.
I think everybody would have liked it a bit cheaper, but probably if I wanted it, I could justify the price to myself.
Yeah.
So do you think we should get it, darling?
No, too much money.
Too much money. It's Cheeky Monkey's final thoughts on the canteen. She wants the band.
I think you spent too much money on Lego, so I think you should just slow down a little bit. But that's my own opinion.
I haven't even said if I'm interested in this or not.
I don't know, but I'm just saying that's how I feel.
Okay, that's how you feel. We'll come down to Matthew then for your initial. I'm sure you're seeing this literally for the first time as we've gone on the air, sir. So, what do you think?
Yeah, this is literally breaking news for me. You can see it's going to be a beautiful diorama for the scale for the people that collect this. The problem is, I think, for the guys and girls in the UK is space if you get the deluxe. Now, the only thing I can think of working is getting the glass coffee table where it actually sits in the coffee table, not underneath it. They do it with the big UCS Falcon, so you can still use it as a display. You could take the glass bit off and then still put all the characters and things in it. But yeah, I just wonder what shelf they are thinking about, because if you're not going to be able to get it on a double deep Kallax, I can see it causing some issues in smaller houses. But then if you've got a bigger basement, for example, or a nice attic/loft space that you could potentially put it in, I think it would make a beautiful diorama. So I can imagine this back in very, very quickly, to be honest.
Yeah, I know what the vintage collection collectors are like. It's original trilogy, so I don't see any issues in this getting backed at all. Tariq makes a good point here in the chat. He potentially, I know he's been thinking about this one, could display each module separately. So I didn't make that point in my giant spiel trying to recap it. It is modular, they said. All those different sections come off, and you could display it technically in a different order, leave one of them out. So you could build this how you like, or if you're just doing toy photography, take a couple off, put your background in, take your shot, and then maybe put it back together for display. So it is modular.
That's quite a good idea.
Yeah, so that's like at least they've said that from the start. And like when Mattel tried to fund the WCW stage, which also was modular, but they didn't really tell us that about 2 weeks later. So you've got a chance there, I think, at doing that. Let's have a look. What else is the chat saying there? Let's have a look. As Ross Jeremy saying, he's no longer a 3 3/4 inch collector. I don't have the space, but 15 years ago it would have been a yes. Tariq, if you made your mind up yet, are you getting this? Eric's is saying there it would look nice next to Jabba's throne room, which it would. It would not look bad next to Jabba's throne room, but putting this next to Jabba's throne room,
is it the same scale? The same sort of size?
Yes, yeah, they're in scale to each other, I would say, roughly. So I would now need a 32-inch long, plus the other one's about 22. So you're probably talking about a 54-inch table display if I wanted to put this next to Jabba's palace.
We're running out of space quite rapidly in this house, Jay. It's
You're always assuming I'm buying stuff, love. We are just talking about
should
it.
I never
on the chat.
assume then? Sorry.
Yes,
I
you're
didn't
just
ever
assuming I'm
assume
buying
you'd
it.
start Lego, and you did.
There is a well, that's true. That's
Don't
true.
well me.
I see Kurt in the chat.
I'd just like to get this out there now, actually,
Yeah,
before Jay carries on. In case anybody thinks I started this Lego thing off for Jay, I didn't say a word.
Yeah, we're blaming Matthew.
The one set that Jay got a lob on for was the only set I didn't care about, nor have I bought. And then all of a sudden, he's bought the whole back catalogue of Lego. I tell him every week, "Are you sure?" "Yes, I've had more deliveries." "Are you actually sure?" "Yes." So I would like to say it right now. I did not get Jay involved in this.
Responsibility,
So I had too much of a backlog myself. I wanted him to build.
He's taking no responsibility for this one. He has failed to admit there, though. They did have me in his Lego loft just a few months ago, and I saw a lot of the sets together in person. So there may have been some subconscious influence there, seeing some of these sets together, then seeing a Lord of the Rings and thinking, So I don't know. We'll give him 20% credit for the erroneous Lego purchase. I built over 2,000 pieces this week. You'll be proud to know. Yavin 4 is I could actually probably show you as we're in a Star Wars segment. So if I duck out the way, there's Yavin 4. There's a TIE fighter over there. There's an X-wing. It's all fully built. There's a Y-wing. And I've even got some clear bricks to make a display stand. So the TIE fighter is hovering above the display as well. So I've gone deep into my building career. So a few bags a night keeps the mind focused. But that's Star Wars Lego. And here is Star Wars 3 3/4. Another thing I technically don't collect, because I was a Black Series collector. Now, I know a lot of people would love to see us in Black Series, but if this is the size in 3 3/4 inch, it would be humongous in Black Series. We do have a bit of the Cantina bar, but that's pretty much all we have in a Black Series, I would say. Jeremy said you pronounced it correctly. There we go. Look at that. Correct pronunciation. Tariq's going to try and backtrack the modal nodes. So are you getting this one, Tariq? Did you say there? Let's have a look. Somebody's telling me to play that same song as Tanner there.
I get that reference.
There is a... What's Kiara is right. Somebody says you're right. Jeremy says Kiara is right. Too much Lego lately. Money in space. Best stick to your Return of the Jedi focus. So
yeah, we need living space too as well, not just
on that point. I have made a decision on this one. So we will carry on discussing it in a second, but I have made a decision. I am not going to back this project.
You're not?
I am out, as they would say on Dragon's Den in the UK.
Hallelujah.
Purely because it's too big to fit on the shelf. It's far too big. It's not gonna. I'd have to really rearrange the collection to fit it in. That I do not want to do because it won't fit in any of my regular display spaces. And secondly, because it only comes with 6 figures, and having none for Return of the Jedi, I'm going to need at least 25 figures to go in this thing. So I'm going to be well over £1,000 easily into this. And that's like me even researching what characters I need and how much backtracking I'd have to do on the secondary market. So for me, I think it's going to be a bit too much of an investment. So I'm going to say I am out
leave that as
this
that.
One. However, there is a however.
You spoke too early, Kiara. I knew this was coming.
I am in on the Lego Cantina then. So this one will fit in my shelf. It does come with over 20 figures, and it comes with some outbuildings, some speeders, and everything I need all in one packaging. And with rumours of double Lego points coming in a few weeks, that might take about £40 off this price. So that would be about £300, which is already £200 cheaper than the deluxe. And I don't need to buy any additional figures.
Are you trying to say this is a bargain?
This, my love, is a bargain. That's what I'd like to say.
Only if you need it. You don't need these things.
I need representation of the Cantina in my collection.
You've got plenty of representation of Star Wars throughout the home.
But do I have a Cantina? No.
No.
Thank you. So would I like a cantina? You know the answer to that is
Yeah.
yes, I would like a cantina. So this is cost effective and it will sit behind me and my new launching my Lego Star Wars career here. It's already started with Yavin 4 to go with it. So let's go to Matthew then, the Lego expert, for his opinion on the Lego Cantina set.
Oh, I mean, I've got it, so I think it's fantastic. I mean, you're still an idiot.
Just
We're not getting past that
Matthew.
point.
You don't need
But
to buy it.
the set itself internally is fantastic. The minifigures are great. The bar's brilliant. If you're into your photography, you can do all of that kind of thing. It's got the roof that's detachable. What it doesn't show in this photo is each individual panel comes off, so you can see inside everything. And obviously, it double opens up, double shuts on a nice clip. It's a great thing, but yeah, I know it's a great thing, but you're still an idiot.
There we are. Summarize that section.
You should have that on a
Strong
t-shirt,
choice.
I think. That'd be great.
I've got what on a t-shirt? I'm an idiot, or
It's a great thing, but you're an idiot. I
I was
like
trying
that.
to catch you with a chat. It's all going on in the chat here. There we go. Hello to Cute Colt. Kiara, let him buy everything. It's an investment. When he dies, you'll be rich. It's not bad advice. What good advice there, darling?
Please don't encourage him.
There we go. Hill phones as well. Lego has the band as well. The band's with the cantina. There we go. And Jeremy, you can't really argue against the Lego. There you are. See, the chat, I would say, there is 100% in support of my decision to buy a cantina.
But probably like the chat also collects, so it's a bit of a biased chat, isn't it, really?
I would say they're not all Lego collectors in the chat. I think
collectors of some sort, I'm sure.
Well, so that's going to be my decision. I am not going to back this one. I do hope it backs for all the people that want this out there, because I think it's going to make quite an epic display in your 3 3/4 inch collection. And you got to have, if you like Star Wars, you're going to want
You've got to find the space for it, though. Who's got a space to fill that?
Well, somebody with a table, a nice big dining table.
Yeah, it'll have to be a feature piece, wouldn't it?
I'm still not quite sure how they said this will fit on a shelf. They did, obviously, we're talking about the one without the extension, but without the extension, it's still 19 inches deep. So a Billy bookcase shelf at 19 inches deep, a Kallax's only 15 inches deep. So I would like to know what shelves the Hasbro Star Wars team are using, because according to my maths, that is not going to fit on the shelf. In terms of length, it would, but they're not thinking of the depth there for me. What's going on here? That was Colt. There's Tanner. What's Tanner saying? If Jay tries to blame me again, I'm driving down there. Well, I haven't on this one. Tanner takes no responsibility for the Star Wars collection there. What minifigures are available in the Lego Cantina? Well, if they had an image on their website, I could show you. I will have a brief look, because I bet you they don't have an image of all of the figures. All they do, I'm wrong. Oh, shut up. There we are.
Oh, wow. You get loads.
So those come with the Lego set there, indeed. So we've got Luke Obi-Wan, you've got C-3PO-R2, you've got Han Chewie, a couple of Sand Troopers, you've got Jawa, you've got 3 members of the band, you've got the barkeeper, you've got Greedo, you've got the old Ballbag Chin, you've got Ballbag Chin's mate, you've got the little devil fella, you've got Hammerhead, little bat fella, and the guy, the Imperial spy that's outside with quite a long shafty nose. As myself and Matthew were watching
the characters.
We may have had a little preparation last week, didn't we, for this potential announcement with the rewatching of A New Hope and the cantina scene in quite detail.
That's it. He had a veiny length, didn't he? It's quite interesting.
He did have
stuck to his face.
A veiny length there. So that is my deduction on that one. So let me get back to the right screen. And we will go from there. So I'm still going to go in Cantina, and I won't have to wait at least until the fall of next year. So any more thoughts, anybody, on the Cantina, or we'll move on to the next topic?
No, I think that's covered. Whoever gets it, hopefully, it'd be interesting to know whoever is thinking of getting it, how they think they're going to display it. Open, shut. They're getting the deluxe. Will they just keep it as it's photoed? Will they actually have a shelf to put it on? But we won't know that for nearly a year, I guess.
No, it will be a while. So get your tape measures out, as I like to do, and plan your collection in advance, and you'll find out. Right, Cheeky Monkey, we've done the Cantina, so we can dismiss you if you wish So you haven't got
Okay.
to sit through the Toddy Mac chat that I'm sure you'd be thrilling to sit
Praise
through.
the Lord. This is a
Praise
good
the
day.
Lord. So she's Cheeky Monkey. She gives you a wave, and she'll see you next time on This Week in Toys.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
See you later. Removed. She's a goner. Right. So, cantinas for everybody then.
Get one each.
One each. Right. Okay. Let's do a bit of sharing then. So we will go to our next topic, which of course, here's Toddy Mac then. And oh yeah, well, there's no surprise, as we were saying in the chat, sold out is now written across these figures. So today, at what time is it? 12 o'clock, I think, 12 o'clock Eastern, which was 5 o'clock here in the UK, which seems to be, I've now discovered, McFarlane's regular slot for action figure drops. He dropped something I'm bloody excited about, the Batman Forever wave. Now, before we get into the figures, a brief history of myself and the movie Batman Forever. So it came out in 1995. I was a little, how old was I then? 7 years old I was in 1995. And off to the cinema I went and saw this epic movie. One of the best things I'd ever seen in my life. Now, as an adult, I would disagree with little me, but as little me, it was fantastic. It was over the top. It was crazy. It was full of bright colours. It was Batman Forever. I had the Game Boy game. I had the Batmobile as a kid. I still remember a trip to Western Supermare to the seaside, and I came back with a dick. There you are. I came back with a Robin figure. So, yes.
I thought it grew.
Yes, I hadn't quite reached puberty at that point. So I have great memories of Batman Forever. And I've always said, on many a stream, you can quote me on this, if they ever made Batman Forever merchandise, I'd be very happy. Now, Hot Toys have already started to try and do that for me. They've made Batman and Robin, and Mars Toys are making the Riddler and Two-Face. So those will be 100% bought and represented in the downstairs collection. But we cannot leave out the upstairs collection because, of course, 40% of this house we've discovered today is covered in action figures. So Toddy has dropped a very affordable wave compared to those figures. And the UK code 50 code was working as well, so we've got an even better discount on these bad boys. They only worked out, I think, about £15 shipped per figure when you use all the codes and get them shipped over directly from McFarlane. So I think I paid just over £60 for this wave. So nice. Absolute bargain. But even at full price, I think these are not too badly valued. The builder figure's a bit suspect. It's the giant bat from a deleted scene, which I did go on YouTube and watch today, which I don't recall ever seeing that scene in full, but that is available on YouTube if you do want to go watch it. About 4-minute clip of that deleted scene where Val Kilmer confronts the giant bat. But of course, the wave didn't last long. Within the hour, as usually is, it seems to be the case with Todd at the moment, bang, they were gone. They were gone from Big Bad Toy Store. I think they might have still been on Entertainment Earth. They are in the UK now on Comics and Cocktails and Props and Replicas. So if you are still after them in the UK, should still just be able to get them, but they will sell very quickly. Now, Todd's movie likenesses, to be honest, used to be terrible. And then it started getting better. We got the Batman and Robin wave with the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy, which Matthew can vouch for in person. Looks literally like Uma Thurman.
It does indeed, yeah. It does look very good.
And I think the likenesses are continuing on this wave. I think they've got some really good likenesses to these figures. I can't believe we're actually getting them. I'm so excited. If you go back on the channel earlier this week, I did do the DC Multiverse leaked this video because Todd loves to keep the tap on. And yeah, there's a lot of leaks. And I think after I did that video, even more leaks have actually happened. So I don't think that's even fully up to date. But the Batman Forever Batmobile, including 2 variations, including one with Alfred and one that glows in the dark, were on the leak to this. So we're going to get Batmobiles. Last episode of This Week in Toys, it was tumblers for everybody. We had 2 tumblers, and now we've got 2 Batman Forever Batmobiles. So let's take a look at these closer then, because clearly they've been quite popular. And we'll start with the Val Kilmer. We'll go over to McFarlane's Instagram, I think. There we go. And we've got Seal singing Kiss from a Rose, of course, the soundtrack to Batman Forever there, classic 90s. So the Val Kilmer in the Sonar suit seems to be a redo of the one from the big McFarlane 6-pack of all the Batman, just slightly darker deco, I think, on this one. So, as I follow Cheeky Monkey because I've run out of water, Matthew, talk about Batman Forever.
Batman Forever, probably one of my worst Batman films, to be honest. I'm not going to lie, even though Jay loves it. I didn't watch it until I was an adult, so I saw the first two at the quadrilogy. I guess that's what you would say. But yeah, I think this will have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people. And I can zoom in on this photo, and in all fairness, has got a good chin, and the eyes look quite tasty as well, with regards to how they've done all the makeup there behind his cowl. So I think this one will look really, really nice on the shelf. Hopefully it poses all right. Hopefully you can turn the head enough so you can actually pose it properly. But I'm assuming everybody didn't have a problem with the pack of 6, so this one should be good.
You got the soft goods cape as well. Actually, I'm just noticing as well. It doesn't look to have bendy wire, I wouldn't say, but at least you'll be able to sit in the Batmobile, unlike my version of Christian Bale. Because, of course, I've got the one from the Wave that has a plastic cape, hence I had to buy another one to sit in the Batmobile, because the soft good version of Bale was exclusive to the 6-pack. But so you get the accessories as well, because I know the hot toy comes with this, the funny sort of silver batarangs and things that he's using in back grapples in the film. There is another suit, of course. He doesn't wear this suit to the end of the film, so his standard suit hasn't been done. So we could do that version as well, potentially. So there's room here for a second wave, because we haven't got Dr. Chase Meridian.
No,
I would like some figures from. We could get a Commissioner Gordon. The Riddler wears a completely different silver suit towards the end of the film.
You get a motorbike as well for Robin, because he goes off on a random bike.
We could get a builder motorbike. Well, actually, they might do a separate motorbike.
Yeah, he's got other vehicles and things that he could do. So there is a couple of characters that he could add from this and really milk it if he wanted to. I think more the merrier for a lot of people by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I think they're not bad at all. So let's look at Mythic then. So
there he is.
I don't know. I think I'm suffering a bit, unfortunately, of hot toy syndrome on this one, having had that one, and that was actually my figure of the year last year. The McFarlane diaper syndrome doesn't quite do the cod piece any favors, particularly in this version of Robin. But yes, but the Chris O'Donnell, face sculpt's not too bad at all for. Well, actually, it's pretty good, I'd say, for McFarlane in a sort of $20-odd action figure. You've got the nipples there. You a fan of Robin's nipples?
No. I wasn't a fan of these suits. No.
Not a fan of these suits. What were you doing as a 7-year-old? Well,
I wasn't going to the cinema to watch this, so I didn't watch this until I was an adult. I watched them in order, and I saw this after the other two, and was like,
right. You're probably in a bit of trouble then. You didn't.
And then Clooney on the next one, I was like, oh my god.
Right. So you watched a classic Keaton and Joker and Jack Nicholson as a kid, but then
I saw those two as a kid multiple times, and I didn't see the next two until I was an adult.
Right, yeah. So it's quite a tonal shift from Tim Burton to Joel Schumacher's direction. I know the reason why. It was for literally this reason. It was to sell toys, and it did the trick. I understand. Look at this idiot. It worked. It worked a treat.
I mean. I said I said it about 20 minutes ago. You're an absolute idiot, and it caught you out, and now you are still an idiot because you're still buying them to this day. So it worked. The marketing. I mean, let's be honest. It worked from a marketing point of view for selling toys, but it did nearly kill the franchise off all at the same time. So it was kind of a it wasn't probably the greatest of business decisions, I guess. But now they can really cash in it. Now we've had some other good Batman films. And this, I think, because they have got multiple colors of multiple sets of multiple things in this film, because obviously that's why they did it. You're going to get a lot of toys from it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And he seems to be going backwards through the films from the Dark Knight, then back to Batman and Robin, now to Batman Forever. So maybe it's Batman Returns next and on reverse order, and we're going to get a Danny DeVito Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. My God, that would be a popular wave. That would be fantastic. That would be one that might even tempt you for a nice little mint on card wall.
Yeah, for those two films, I'd have it mint on the wall. Yeah.
So there is Robin. Here's Jim Carrey's version of the Riddler. Not a massive Jim Carrey fan as an actor. He's a bit too crazy for me at times. But I didn't mind. As a kid, I loved him again. I thought this was fantastic performance as the Riddler. He was literally off his head. It was absolutely mad. A little bit high on the forehead there, but he does have a bigger forehead, so I can see what they've gone a little bit more caricature-like on the likeness, I think, on this one. But it's just, my nostalgia bell is just ringing here. It's just absolutely
I can
ringing.
see you're spending money and wanting more bits. And again, that's exactly what this film did, didn't it? It was a massive toy line when it came out. And it's still, obviously, to this day, like an absolute juggernaut. And obviously, it's all really nice, bright colours. So it will stand out on the shelf. And you've got to remember the price point of these things as well, compared to other bits and pieces. And they hold their own, I think, in that market.
They do. So, yeah, he's definitely improving with these movie figures, is Todd. So, and you can tell from some of his sellouts, so he's producing in less quantities just to make the scarcity look there. Oh, these are actually selling out, which I think is more likely to be actually for this sort of wave, the latter of that, because they do seem to be a very popular thing. Before we get to Two-Face, we will go to the very random builder figure. So the deleted scene, the giant bat, almost looks like Man-Bat there. There's the full wave. So there's not much image actually of the giant bat. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this because the wingspan looks a bit fruity and don't really have a lot of nostalgia to the giant bat particularly. So I would have preferred a build in a Nicole Kidman, if I was brutally honest, than a giant bat. But we'll get to Two-Face in a second. So Jeremy's saying pre-orders are still up on GameStops. And Tariq, this is my favourite Batman film till Batman Begins. So there you go, another one suffering from the nostalgia drug, I would say, on these particular figures. But let's get to, I think, the best figure of the wave. It's Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. I love this suit. I absolutely love this suit. Matthew knows my obsession with Two-Face. Started in the animated series from this film. Even with Lego, I was very specific what Two-Face I wanted and had to get me a Two-Face. So Mondo, if you can give me an animated Two-Face in 1/6 scale, that would be great. I know Mars Toys have shown some stuff in their stories of the past week of their head sculpt of this. That looks insane. So, but for McFarlane's price point, this is the craziest suit. I'd love to have this suit.
What, as in for Halloween? You could wear it for MCM.
Yeah, I'd love to wear this. I would love this suit. Somebody out there, any cosplay makers, can you make a fat man a Two-Face suit?
A fat version of Two-Face.
Yeah, there's a. Oh, it looks so cool. I don't know. I just love this design. I absolutely adore this design. Action figures, you see, ladies and gentlemen, they still do it for me. They get me far too excited and I spend far too much money. But, well, that's what a collector does, I think, when you have this this collection drug. Oh, I don't know. It's not a bad likeness. You could customize this into a Men in Black version, something you might have nostalgia for.
No, actually, no. I really get on with some of these outfits and things. I do like. It's just when they started introducing weird things to the Batsuit and Robin. But I do like this interpretation of Two-Face. I thought he played it very, very well, and it kind of spun off against the crazy Jim Carrey kind of thing.
They're just nuts together. They really
yes,
were.
they're just mental together. But the suit on this, because obviously I can zoom in, so you got even the half and half tie where you got the bright red with the sort of the leopard print bit on the tie that matches all up into the collar. It just looks mental, and it's exactly how it's supposed to be. So if that was just by itself as well, that possibly might have been the first one to sell out, because again, just think of the price point that's in. It just looks great. It does look fantastic. He's done a very good job on that.
It's unusual McFarlane gets this much praise. Of course, a lot of people don't admit to collecting McFarlane toys, but I think actually, for what he can do, these are pretty good. So I've really got no, apart from a dodgy builder figure, that I haven't got any complaints about this wave at all, really. I'm not a massive fan of the codpiece bit on Robin, but it's just me being nitpicky, I think, for something I'm so nostalgic for. So yeah, I was literally there at 5 o'clock buying these figures because I knew they wouldn't last very long. So, and they're not very long on the pre-order, actually. If you order directly from McFarlane, they're due in July. So you've only got to wait a month. And then they'll be here. What am I going to do? I've got 2 tumblers coming in a month. These are coming in a month. I'm either going to have to do a lot of Batmobiles spreading out across the loft and, as I say, interchange them, But I'm going to have to build another Batman shelf down there so I can look at these Batmobiles more often. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I do like the fact that you said to Kiara it's all about maths and there's more house left than you have for toys. But the actual square footage of the rooms of your toys, bearing in mind the bathroom is one of the smallest, you have the whole loft. The bedroom is the biggest room upstairs. The office is the third biggest room upstairs. Everything else you've got. So the fact that you're running out of space is slightly terrifying.
No, that's a different statistic together. You see, that's the thing about numbers. You can make them say what you want them to say. So, yes, that is your whole wave. Well, yes, very politician-like there. We could spin these numbers all we like, but one thing I can't spin is this wave is pre-ordered. I hope if you wanted it, you got your pre-orders in. They probably will show up at retail. McFarlane usually does. He does out on these pre-orders, but they will come back. So yeah. That is the Batman Forever wave part of the show. How's the poll going out there? The Cantina has now taken it. So Batman shot to third, G.I. Joe up to second, and the Cantina currently leading on what's the best of the week so far.
It's been a busy week.
Our next category on the poll is the one that's currently losing the poll. I didn't think it would win the poll particularly because there are only a couple of random things, but I do want to cover them. So if we head over to Instagram again, and we'll go over to NECA Toys. So they put this announcement out earlier this week, and I was like, oh, no, it's that time of year again. So San Diego Comic-Con is nearly upon us. So the NECA online pre-sale begin. It doesn't begin at Comic-Con. It begins a whole month early. 26th, 27th, and 28th of June. If you're not attending the con, you've got those 3 days to potentially order your exclusives. Now, they will have limited quantities per day is how they usually do this. You've got a few minutes to get what you need before it sells out. You've got to try the next day. So now usually this causes panic between a certain Mr. Who, a certain Mr. Super Turk 5000, and a certain Mr. Mini Plastic Multiverse usually, and a certain Mr. J's Toy Collection UK, who see a Turtles 4-pack, which seems to always be a thing, and panic.
Yep.
So this year, though, it's worse for me because we haven't even got to the Turtles announcement yet. We do not know what that is. They've already announced 2 things, and I want them both.
Of course you do. Well, there's no surprise, is there?
Well, it was to me, actually, because usually it's just the Turtles one. Yeah, usually just the Turtles one I go for the Maggie's not surprised.
Turning into therapy. It was a surprise, honest.
Yeah, it was a surprise for me. So
was it now?
Right, it was, because I hadn't even seen this film. So
I haven't even seen the film, but he wants it. Prey.
I saw this figure and I thought, oh, okay. I knew I had to watch Prey. It was on my list to watch for quite a while, but I just never get around to it because I'm watching something else. And I saw the feral predator from Prey, but the camo reveal version, and thought, that's a pretty cool looking figure. Got to get your ass off the fence and watch this film before this comes out, because if I want it and I like the film and I haven't seen the film and I find that out after Comic-Con, these exclusives are usually rather pricey on the aftermarket. So you better try and get in advance, I thought. So I watched it the other day, and I thought it was utterly fantastic. Without a shadow of a doubt, the best Predator film since the original, I would say.
Ooh.
It's a very, very good film. First 15 minutes a little slow, but when it gets going, and it is good. We need the female character, Naru, I think her name is. She needs an action figure. She's pretty cool as well. So this is cool. The Predator spends a lot of the film invisible, and some of these reveal scenes are quite fun. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to get one figure from this film, then it needs to be this one. So it comes with a flintlock pistol there, because of course it is set in the 1700s, the film. So you've got a classic pistol there. You've got a scene where the wolf doesn't last very long, let's put it that way. And you've got the decapitated wolf here. You've got his big claws. He does some serious damage with these bad boys in the movie. You've got a little hatchet as well, a little axe. And you've got the bear trap. That's another important part of the film. So you've got some really good accessories that go with the film that I don't think they've done before. I know they do so many Predators, I may have missed them. But those are some great accessories. And I do like a translucent figure, because I think a bit of light shining through this on my bottom shelf, that's going to be the representation of this film for me. So it's probably going to be £50 at least. I would say usually these exclusives are 50. So I'm expecting a 50 bill, but now I've got to try and get the figure, hope it doesn't sell out, and then get back to your basket and add the other figures before they sell out. And yeah, it could be a bit of a shit show. But we will see what happens in 20 days' time.
Well,
So
countdown
I
is on.
don't
So with postage with these the same because it's special or not?
usually with NECA, they're usually all right. They're only about £9-10 international shipping. So
What per figure?
no, they sometimes bundle it, and they'll do that overall.
Right.
So shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad. It's not like they're haul-a-thon shipping where they use costumes.com, but this time they fixed most of that anyway this year. But there is the Feral Predator. So it looks pretty cool. I don't think you've watched Prey yet, though, have you?
No, I saw the first 10-15 minutes and I found it too slow and turned it off. But then I have read that it does take a little while to get going. But it was quite late at night. I needed something to actually get me up and keep me going rather than just be too slow to start with.
When it gets going, it gets going.
I've heard it's very, very good. It got very high ratings, if I remember rightly, as well. So
who can I blame for this one? Mini Plastic Multiverse. Tom, if you're watching on the replay, I can blame you because I think you said I should watch the film. So
yeah, Tom.
It was a
blame
recommendation,
Tom.
and it was a very good one because it was a fantastic film, and that figure I now want. And then today, because of course today they're going to announce something new as well, and the next figure in the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is my mate Flash Gordon again. So I've gone in on the first full wave of these, and now we've got the exclusive. So he's got his hand in a little creepy peepee hole. Now, Cheeky Monkey is actually a massive fan of this scene. So when I showed her this, she was actually quite impressed. She's like, oh, they're making that. Very weird film. It's a bit like there's a UK show called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, where you've got to put your hand in like a mystery thing, and there's sometimes bugs and creepy crawlies in there, and it elicits some very strange reaction from the celebrities that don't know what's touching their hand. But literally, they nicked it from Flash Gordon. So the Wood Beast Challenge is the exclusive version. So you get Flash in the outfit from the scene. You get a little stingy beast thing inside that can kill you with its sting. But if I can go to the solicitation photos, you'll see the box. And there it is. So that's what you get. You get the actual put your hand in the creepy hole thing. So that accessory is going on my shelf. So I'm like, oh, that's another one I'm going to need. So Flash Gordon exclusive. I don't know how particularly popular this one would be. I'd assume I shouldn't be too bad getting this one. I can't imagine Flash Gordon is the most popular thing in 2024. But again, another thing I used to watch as a kid, a very, very weird film. Myself and Cheeky Monkey watched it again recently. Once I got the other figures in, she thought, oh, Brian Blessed, let's watch that. So, yeah, I'm going to want this.
So, okay, we're going worst case scenario now. They released Turtles as well. All of you guys have a slight heart attack. Will they release everything every day, minimal for, like, say, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Or will it be and give you the opportunity of Turtles Day and then a horror day, and then when it's one, it's done?
It's the first way. They release small quantities of each.
Of everything at the same time. And you've got to fight to get in your basket.
Correct me, anybody in the chat or on the replay in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they do from memory. Is you just get snippets each day of stock.
But you're guaranteed every day they'll come on. So say, for example, you could go for Turtles on Monday as a tactic, then Tuesday you go for horror.
Yeah, I remember discussing those tactics before, so I think that is potential. Right. It was
different world, different game. This.
Yes, it is, of course, in your Lego. I'm learning your Lego. I was a Lego collector for about 10 minutes, and the thing I'm going to buy, everybody's getting FOMO, and it sells out. So
well, we got 3 years, haven't we? So it's fine.
Yeah, so there was so it's all going on. I think I cursed the Lego game with that infamous giveaway purchase I was showing earlier. But yes, this is the NECA announcement. So I'm assuming the Turtle set will probably be shown next week. They did say not all items will ship internationally, so that has given me the clue that a gargoyle figure will be going up, and they won't ship that internationally because they're not allowed to. So my personal shopper, Mr. Mike Hex, if you're still watching, there might be another potential. He has helped me out literally today with a gargoyle I actually forgot about. So shout out for Mike for helping me out with Broadway. But might need your assistance again in a few weeks because it depends what gargoyles item they actually show. So that was that. And this is now. So this was the breaking news I was talking about as we were literally going on the very airwaves this evening. There's a Technodrome on my screen.
There is, and I'm assuming it's coming to a toy room near you, is it?
Well, this is a bit of a surprise. Well, it was rumoured, and then it kind of went out for pre-order, but there was no images, and we don't quite sure what was going on. So Playmates are re-releasing the original Technodrome from the late 1980s. So it's a reissue. Plastic does seem to be updated. Looks a bit brighter than seeing some of these at toy fairs over the years. They are very pricey to get a complete one. So seeing some modern plastic on it, I quite like in the look of. It's Amazon.com exclusive. We're over on Toy Shiz's Instagram here. There is a link, but if you click it, it takes you to the UK Amazon site, which of course it isn't on. So it's about $80. I think it's somewhere in that price point, and it works out, I think, with UK shipping about £110, something along those lines. I haven't pre-ordered one yet because I don't quite know what to do on this. So if you've seen this channel before, you know I'm a big Turtles fan, and you know I've harped on about wanting a Technodrome. But I've just got this feeling that maybe at Comic-Con, NECA or Super 7 will make an astronomically big one. So do I need this one? If they don't make one, then yes, this will be a great substitute. It's still got a good bit of size of it. It's still probably I'd still probably couldn't even fit this on the shelf because it's probably the size of the NECA Street Scene diorama in height. So it's still gonna be a good bit of size on this one. But will they be making a really big one at Comic-Con? So that's £100 I don't need to spend on this one, can go towards a bigger one. Or will they not
want the bigger one?
Do I want the bigger? I don't think you need to ask that question, son, because if they...
I mean, I'm not talking about that surgery for bigger one. I mean, the actual Technodrome. We all want a bigger one, but we can't go through the process of that. I mean, we know it's late at night, but if you can get this for £100 or another one comes out for 500 or 6 or 750, do you really want to pay 650 quid more for?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point, actually. I hadn't thought of it like that. That's not a bad
You never
suggestion.
think of it from the money perspective. You just go, I want it bigger. It's going to be better. It's like,
yes,
you've just literally gone against what you said about the Cantina for Lego, but it's cheaper and it's better. So you're saving money. But then at the same time, Jay, you get both. We know what you like.
Yeah, but I wouldn't need both. But that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. I'm happy with one. I would like one representation of the Technodrome in my collection. But who is going to do it? Playmates are the first to go. They are re-releasing the original one. So,
well, what other variations could there be?
There will be the animated one, which NECA could do, which, of course, this one is a kind of greyish blue. The animated one would be more greyish white, I would say, in the animated style. Or Super 7 would literally just remake this exact one, but in full 7-inch scale. So you're talking
Would you want this in 7-inch scale, or would you prefer the other version?
I would prefer the cartoon version, just being a cartoon man overall. If NECA made a cartoon version, then that's not a bad thing, you see, because I wouldn't really necessarily need this one in 7-inch scale because it's the toy one. I would prefer the cartoon one, so I could get this one to represent the toy one, and then But I don't see NECA as being a company that would do the Technodrome. I see Super 7 being more likely.
Yeah, but if Super 7 make this exact version, would you want this version in huge scale? That's what you got to think of. If it's the same thing.
Yeah, I would like it. It'd be massive. I like it bigger, you see. I don't know.
Well, don't we all?
But of course, that would be a massive shelf issue. That's literally a display on the floor item in front of the collection. It'd be so, because you're talking that's going to be what 3-4 foot tall. It's going to be the size of a cat's there.
Yeah,
it's going to be absolutely massive,
and it'd be a mortgage as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be cheap, but it would not be cheap in the slightest. So maybe this is the way to go. Maybe you convinced me I need to pre-order this one. I will. Anybody got a link that will actually take me to Amazon.com? Because Toy Shiz one does not do it. So anybody got a link? Send it to me. Because you might have convinced me to put a pre-order in on this. I don't even know if it's still in stock. When did it go up? Don't just before we went on the air, so at least 2 hours ago. It may not have even made it this far. I don't know. This is literally a live action figure debate here. There is.
It is.
We've got the UK election coming up in a month. You don't need political debate. Stick around for toy debate.
Toy debate.
That's
it. It's just figuring out sizes for your shelf, what colours who can do what, and then
this would be easier to deal with than if Super 7 did make a massive one. That's a good point. Yeah. I think I might need to pre-order this. Let's have a look. What's the chat saying?
Would you? Then I guess the other thing is that would you regret not getting the Super 7 one? Because you're gonna. I don't want you to end up with 3. This is where I can see what's going to happen.
See, that's good. He's pulling me back now. He's telling me maybe I should go for it. Now I'm thinking, yes. Because I don't want 3. I want 1 Technodrome. I do not want 3. There's Asterix saying chat. I was going all out on the Mutant Mayhem line and waiting for them to get to that Technodrome. Yeah, they should do it at some point, I would say. Jay, put it this way. If Hasbro made an Avengers Tower for Legends, we should get that over the Lego. Yes, I would, because I'm not getting a Lego one, because my rule I've set for myself is comic book only. So it's not in the comic books. I'm not going to get it. So I can pass on by the Avengers Tower, let it sail across my head. But I did find a loophole today for some of that actual rules, so we'll get to that at some point. So let's have a look. Mr. Who is here now. He's on his full account now. He's gone full Dan Who. That's a very good point as well. See, I do like, Dan has said that, I do love an out-of-scale backdrop piece. So I will do a full toy room tour at some point when I get around to it again. But I do like to put a playset behind the figures, slightly out of scale, but it works with the figures. I do it with the Star Wars. I've just bought the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Today, I actually learned is a variant of the Ghostbusters Firehouse. I apparently have a rarer variant version from my
I'll take credit for
research. So yes, you did find that. So we've actually got a variant. As I said, if this is a classic version, that's what they do next. This represents toy history. I didn't have it as a child. It's a good point. Dan, have you pre-ordered it? Can you send me the link?
They're telling you to buy it in the chat, Joe.
I will go and pre-order this when we get off the air. I think we've made this decision. So Dan, if you do actually have the link, assuming you've probably already bought this, is it still available? And could somebody send me a DM on Instagram with the link? Because yeah, good idea. Cute Cole. Buy it now, send it off later, no regrets. Good idea. Right. We have made a live decision. Good thing Cheeky Monkey's downstairs. That we are going to purchase this Technodrome playset from Playmates. And this one, I'm going to blame Matthew for saying potentially
I'll take the blame.
I should get this one. He will. Yeah. Yes, he has pre-ordered. Right. Hit me up, sir. I will get a pre-order in when we're off the air. Okay, right, fine. It's happened live on air, right? It's taken us an hour and a half, and I've bought a Technodrome, potentially, if it is still in stock. What's happening here? What is happening here? There is literally what is happening here. I have fixed my lights, by the way, so let me just read the full screen. So since we were last on the air for This Week in Toys, you may have seen on some of the news videos I've been doing, the lights are back. So Matt was here last week helping me with the units and everything, and managed to get the lights in after I broke them off. So the posters are up for Lord of the Rings and for Star Wars, and I got a drill, put some shelves in, so that's happened as well. I've got to fit this Lego somewhere, but the lights were bugging me, and I have fixed the lights, so that is very good indeed. Right, that is that one. What else we got to talk about here? So let's have a look. Technodrome, that's purchased. Get the mouse on the right. It's literally amateur hour today.
It's amateur night, I think.
Amateur night. There we go. Right, okay. What have we got? We'll go quickly then to Yo Joe June. Why me there? Why am I actually there? Let's remember to end the poll, shall we? Let's get the poll ended before I forget. Wallace won the poll. Oh, I can't end it now. I can end it now because it has literally, we just have one more vote, and G.I. Joe has taken the poll. So according to the poll, with a 37% win, this is now beating out the Cantina. This is people's most excited reveals of the week. So, right, are we ready? Oh, I've got a link in my DMs. Right, so let me get some pictures up, and I might do some live purchasing. So, let me go up here, and we've got loads of G.I. Joe. There is a full video on the channel of my thoughts of the G.I. Joe. But Matthew, you're going to have to take this segment of the images. You can actually bothered to watch my video. You have no idea what you're looking at. but I'm going to give you some images of a retro card, Cobra Commander with a vac metal face, Stalker in his classic green colours, and a Cobra Trooper. So if you would like to entertain the public, I'm going to try and pre-order a Technodrome in the background.
Right, so luckily I actually watched Dan Who live for this when I was sat with Jay for his Yojo June. So I have actually got some understanding of what we are supposed to be looking at. And I do believe, if I zoom in, the one on the left-hand side is a slight... They're having a discussion about repaints and if certain things would be too bright on the shelf as a collection. Jay, what did you think of that with regards to... Would you add a newer one into an older line, or would you have to have it on a completely separate shelf? And that goes to anybody else that is also watching.
The colour thing does bug me, yes. So the fact we got a brighter Cobra Trooper now, I couldn't display them in my other Cobra Troopers. I don't mind Cobra Commander being brighter, because he always was brighter in the show, but I couldn't have two different shades of Trooper tone in the same collection. So,
but you could have it as like a separate squadron.
Right, I'm in the basket. It has sold out. It is out of stock, but you can still order it as it's temporarily out of stock. So it's almost like the Lego on back order. So at least this way, because it's on that, I won't be charged yet. So I can confirm it is £62 plus £22 shipping, because it's quite a big Technodrome. And then, so that's 85. And then the government get me for £17 VAT, taking it to £104 for the pre-order. So 100 quid for a Technodrome, when I suppose one of those would have cost me like 300 or 400 quid on the aftermarket complete, is not too bad indeed. Let me just press a few buttons. Where's it getting delivered? It's getting delivered here. That is fine. It's out of stock for now. Not a problem. Make sure I'm charging my card, not Matthew's. There it's
yeah, please.
We're all good. So, right, there we go. We can pre-order. So thank you, Dan, who there, for hitting me up. So that is pre-ordered. It is out of stock. It should come back at some point. And yes, you were doing very well there on the GOG. I forgot you did sat with me and we watched Joe's and Juice. So head over to Dan's channel for a full in-depth replay of Mark Tac and Mini Plastic Multiverse, as they went for 2 hours talking G.I. Joe and keeping us busy on a Tuesday night, I think
it was Tuesday night. I was actually very intrigued with the vehicles, to be honest. That's obviously been a petrol head. That's what caught my eye. But yeah, there's some nice bits and pieces in there. So we've got the different vamps and stuff, haven't we? With regards to
there is the Stinger, the updated version of the vamp, the Cobra version, with a load of blast effects. I still don't know. I'm still not sure on this one. So I've done a whole quick video about it as well. Just as that is on the channel if you want to see my full in-depth thoughts. But I still not fully made my mind up, because they could literally as Mark was saying actually on Joe's and Juice, there could be 4 versions of this on a repaint. I hadn't realised. So I don't want the same vehicle 4 times, just in different... It does have different doors, different bits and bobs, and it is true to the original line, but I can't get every vehicle.
We were talking during Mr. Dan Who's stream, and I was saying that I'm quite surprised that more of you don't do a display rotation. Because if you had this vehicle with the obviously characters that it goes with, you could have it on display for a few months and then rotate it with the other one, because that's what you're going to be doing with your Batmobiles, because you've got like 13 of them now arriving out of nowhere. So you're going to have to rotate the Batmobiles every couple of months to get the enjoyment out of it. Put more shelving up in the loft so they can all just be parked up staggered, and then just bring down the vehicle with different action figures, and you basically make a new display every few months.
Yes, it's not a bad idea if you've got the space to store all the vehicles, of course, to do that. I'm not too bad with the loft space. I'm lucky to have a bit of loft space for storage. You could actually do a bit of a rotation. I think it's out of necessity. I'm going to have to do that with the Batmobiles, just because Todd's released so many massive bloody Batmobiles at once. It's just, I don't know, because there's so many different vehicles within the Joe line. With the Haslab, of course, literally they did announce the Haslab coming at San Diego in 6 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Rumours, Mark was saying, are potentially the Cobra Rattler. If that's true, I want a big blue aeroplane, so that would have to be a nice. Luckily, I think if they come to the flight stand, it's not going to take up a lot of shelf space.
Wouldn't take up much space at all.
It would just go above the collection, so I don't think you need to worry too much on shelf space if it is a aeroplane coming from G.I. Joe, because yeah, I think that will actually work above the collection. So, what is this? Amazon exclusive. So it's going for pre-orders. They're doing Tuesday pre-orders throughout the month. So this one is in 2 weeks' time, I do believe it is from now. So I don't know. I'm still not 100% convinced I need this, but I don't know. I'm on the fence. I cannot make my decision on this one. This one I am not fully sure on. But I know Mark was talking about a Thunder Machine. If they make a Thunder Machine, I want that. Compulsive Collector, hello. He's in the chat as well this evening. Definitely want a Dreadnought Ground Assault version of this down the line. I think that's what Mark was again mentioning. Another potential colorway of this. Northern Nomad, how you doing, suckers? Hello. What's that fellow UK? That little GB it's obviously put there in my StreamYard. To us UK suckers, we are doing okay. I've just pre-ordered a Technodrome live on the stream. Not quite sure how that has happened, but it's all going on.
She'll never watch the end of this, so you'll be fine.
I have shut the doors. Whether she can listen and hear, I don't know. We'll find out when I get off the air. And but we might be lucky. We might be lucky. Hello to STM figures as well. Everybody's popping in. We must have had we're having a late surge here. Our American friends are joining us. So what time is it over there? Somebody let me know what time it is in the US. It's probably about 5 hours behind us. So we're probably about 6 o'clock, are we? Something like that, nearly. On the East Coast, I would assume, in the States. So that is the Stinger. So Matthew, a fan of the vehicles.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. The vehicles, depending on what squadron you collect, I guess, isn't it? That's why they're going to be making so many different vehicles in those colours. I think that's what it's going to be for. I don't know if everybody collects every single one in the sublines, or people don't go very deep in the sublines and only want a certain team. So something for everybody.
Well, you could be like our friend Mark Sachs out. You could buy 20 of the same figure. Shout out to Mark if you're this deep on the replay. Let people know in the comments section how many of each G.I. Joe Trooper you really have, because it's quite a few.
That is commitment from Mark. Let's be honest.
Quite a few. It is. So we got Alpine. We got the Bat. Now the Bat's gone a bit weird in the UK. It doesn't seem like Pulse UK have actually ordered the Bat, because all the independents have got the gold Bat, seemingly from like US suppliers. So I don't know if something's gone a bit wrong with Pulse UK. I can see people in the Facebook groups are emailing Pulse and haven't quite got an answer of what's happened with that one yet. So whether that will be on delayed order, I don't know. But then the Iron Grenadiers team has started with this, with the Iron Grenadier sort of main trooper, and the second version of Storm Shadow then. So we got Storm Shadow when he went to G.I. Joe. He's a good guy with the... it's not the most camouflaged of ninja outfits I've ever seen from version 2 of Storm Shadow. But Matthew does like a wacky outfit.
Yeah, I think it's a hybrid of... I think I mentioned this to you before. I think it's like almost like they've done it because it's a hybrid of when he went from evil to good, or vice versa, and they've merged the two colors together.
Yeah, the Snake Eyes and the Storm Shadow colors together potentially is what they've done.
But yeah, not very camouflaged.
You've got some Iron Grenadiers in your Lego collection. They're not Lego. They're made by
the Creo.
Creo, that was it. Yes, Creo. Like a construction.
I've got some G.I. Joe vehicles, and I can, in all fairness, I could get quite the Haslab you got. I could get in Creo still for like 25 quid. I don't know what they did before it all got discontinued, but I know of a couple of the characters that came with the G.I. Joe tank, which I know you're going to be getting onto as a segue in a minute, which is a Sergeant Slaughter's crew. I had that bunch, but yeah, the ones that we're looking at on the screen now, the photography does look quite smart, and yeah, there's some nice ones in this. There's quite a strong wave, I think. Yeah,
I pre-ordered 3 out of the 4, so I didn't pre-order the Bat because it wasn't there. But I have pre-ordered the 3, and the only other ones announced were Slaughter's Marauders. Then, so you've got the blue team of Sergeant Slaughter's. His Itty bag, his deluxe accessories, and you've got the 2-pack as well there of Spirit and, of course, Lowlight. So I'm trying potentially not to buy this team, not to go into another subline. I do have the blue Barbecue, but he was in a very good sale. So unless these hit the sale, I'm not going to be jumping in on the Marauders team, but I will be going in on the Iron Grenadiers team, I think.
Would they ever make his tank?
The Triple T? Ooh, Probably. I don't. They seem to be doing so well with Joe vehicles at the moment. There's no reason they can't make quite a lot of them, really.
Because I'm assuming every subline will come with the type of vehicle of something that they had within the show.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because you've got I know you've got a little model,
I've got it, yeah.
of his Triple T. Not the most secure of military vehicles. He's just sat exposed on top of
open exposed with track tanks on. Yeah, that's it. It's just pointless.
That's Sarge for you. So yeah, so that is a GI Joe wave. So it does seem quite popular from our poll this evening. The retro cards will be up next week. Yeah, so next Tuesday for the retro cards. I will definitely go in for a Cobra Commander. I do like the Vac Metal face being different from the other one, because I'm one of those crazy people that actually opened the other version. So I'll have two different variations. This one looks more cartoon-like. The other one I think looks a bit more toy-like. So you've got some variation there. And I've only got 2 Cobra Troopers in my entire G.I. Joe collection. So I could do with quite a few of these. So hopefully they don't sell out quickly, because everybody wants to army build them. Because I can't be army building them straight away, but I think given time, if they're available for a while, I wouldn't mind a bit of Cobra Trooper army building.
You would like to think that they would have more of an army builder, wouldn't you?
Well, you would.
But they haven't. We know this, but you would like to think they have.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got an announcement to make here. Oh dear.
No.
Hear some live purchasing going on. Right, who has messaged Cheeky Monkey Chiaras? Who has sent her a DM on Instagram and told her what's going on? Because the door is shut. Who's dobbed me in? I'm looking at Matthew. He did jump off the screen a second there. There was
the cat in.
The cat in. That's his excuse. There was.
I could spin the camera around. She's just falling asleep from a chair.
There happens to be, yes, dear. There was a live purchase, darling. But it was out of stock, so I won't be charged until it comes in stock, if it comes in stock. There was so, yeah, ratted out in my own live stream there. There was hello, what's the SCM saying about the McFarlane there? Michael Batman came today. I slowly changed my mind. There's figures to say, yeah, as we were going through those McFarlane figures, that I do think they're improving, especially some of the likenesses there. And Cute Cult was finding out Spirit is from my booth face of Taos, New Mexico. So there we are. Famous in the world of G.I. Joe now, Cute Cult. And John's just laughing at me. Just laughing at me in the corner there. Right, so that is a G.I. Joe. So they do seem popular. As I say, if you want full in-depth coverage, there is one already on the channel, a video covering that. Let me close my DMs there. I better shut Amazon. Last couple of things then before we get out of here. We've had live purchasing. There is a full video on this one on the channel. So Mezco Doc Ock is up for pre-order. I think I waffled on 50 minutes about that one, so I won't go through it all again now. But he does come with his lab coat. Terrible photography as usual, fully photoshopped from our friends at Mezco. But you got 8 interchangeable tentacles, I think, or maybe 12 tentacles actually come. Different lengths of tentacles. So if you want a fully erect Doc Ock, Mezco has you covered. Classic look, soft goods. Think he looks great. It's a little bit thin, but okay, some of those early artworks were much thinner for Doc Ock. So really need to get myself an order, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of UK stock, particularly on this one. I think Comic and Cocktails are the only place that put them up for pre-order. So anybody knows anywhere else out there that's watching this one, do let me know if anybody else has got them up for pre-order. So I would like me an order of Doc Ock, but I'm just waiting. And finally then, we will just do a brief coverage of our friends at Mythic Legions. So they announced a whole wave since we were last on air.
They have indeed, with some fantastic photography from Trevor.
Indeed, yes. Trevor was on Legends and Liquor with us going through this wave. So if you want even more coverage, head up, of course, over to Dan Who's channel. Watch the replay of Legends and Liquor. And Trevor did come on to talk about the Mythic Legion Ashes of Abignor wave that has gone up for pre-order. Of course, being in the UK stock has not gone up yet. That will not go up until the actual Four Horsemen Direct pre-order ends in a month or so. But there's definitely one standout for me in this wave, which is the Librarian. So where is he? Jouet, I think I might pronounce his name completely wrong. There is some fancy photography, as I say, from our good friend 16 Shooter. If I can zoom in a bit more there, you can get a nice shot. So there's some great story, of course, from Jeremy Gerard at Four Horsemen Studios. I think it's the lore and the stories of Mythic Legions that pull me in, as they always do. it's more of an in-between wave. I think this one, they were saying a lot of sort of reused and repainted parts, giving us some army builders and slightly different characters. I'm not too into the army building side of Mythic Legions because that's one too expensive rabbit hole, even for me. So I do like the name kind of newer characters. And I think they're setting up the sort of post Four Horsemen age story, which I'm sure they will fully flesh out at Legions Con in November. And we'll have to do our annual tradition of Legions and Lego as Matthew builds Lego. Or maybe I build Lego and Matthew covers Legions Con this year, because I still think we will get a dragon in November to go with all these. But I do like Ray the Librarian here. You've got his translucent head as well, so we can go into astral form a bit like Doctor Strange. And he's got all the books and everything there. So he was my favorite of the wave. But as I say, do head over to Store Horseman if you want to check out some more of these. The skeleton's kind of cool. You've got the it's a dead angel, effectively. Yeah, I know you said you like this one. This was your favorite. The dead angel. It's some very vibrant wings, and it's a gold skeleton body there, completely gold. So if I had to order a couple from this wave, these are probably the two that I would be going for. But I think the best bit of photography, though, is this picture here on Azar Spirit Bender, the second version. Look at this, the blue Hagnons from Trevor there. Fantastic photography. It's literally, as I was saying, selling me on the figure. A figure I didn't really want to even buy, but I'm like, that looks cool.
Yeah, so, look, you did a fantastic job at it.
Yeah, I don't think my posing skills would anything quite be up to that standard, but there is a whole wave of Mythic Legions there. If you're into your Mythics, there's some cool little heads on these new goblins and everything there. So
do you know how far in they are into their Cosmic Legions, Jay?
Do you
know what wave
they're at least 4 waves in, I would say.
Already, wow.
Yeah, I think we're at least 4 in. Somebody maybe let us know in the comment section on that one. But there's been a few now. I don't know if they've all been released, but in terms of what pre-orders are out there, I'm thinking at least it's about 4 waves or so into the Cosmics. That's one rabbit hole I am avoiding. I am more of a Mythic person than a Cosmic person, so I haven't headed down the realm of a Cosmic Legion. But again, you're more spacey than you are Mythic, so that would be more your sort of things there. Right, ladies and gentlemen, at just under 2 hours here on a Friday evening, I think we've managed to cover the pickups and all the toy news. So what have we had? Haslab cantinas, Lego cantinas, live purchases of Technodromes I didn't even know about till the stream started. It was the very Technodrome that I was talking to Hill Phones about that I mucked up the start of the stream. So if you've been watching since the start of the stream, my little cameo just sat there doing this as the stream was starting because I wasn't pressing the wrong button. That's because I wasn't paying attention, because I was looking at toys was what was happening. So that was literally breaking news. That actual image, that's the first image we'd seen of the Playmates Technodrome. So I was getting a little bit sidetracked there as we were trying to go on the air. As I say, McFarlane, we had the G.I. Joe winner of this evening's poll as the most excited of the week. Kurt K's back in the cantina. I'm buying a Lego one. It's all happening. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed the show this evening. The streak is alive. A couple of super chats there, which got us through the evening. So thank you very much to the super chatters out there, which would be Hill Phones himself and Jeremy Curlew, of course, there, with the super chat streak being kept alive. So I hope you've enjoyed This Week in Toys. We will be back in 2 weeks' time then. So every other Friday night, 9 p.m. in the UK, which would mean the next This Week in Toys is the 21st. So potentially a Comic-Con sort of preview could be going on there, because the week after is going to be San Diego Comic-Con. So we're going to have to be doing some unofficial This Week in Toys live streams that weekend, because we're going to have to be covering San Diego Comic-Con as it happens. But of course, because San Diego's on the other coast there, it's 8 hours behind us. So we could be through the night trying to get some coverage of San Diego Comic-Con, because they're 8 hours behind UK time.
Fantastic.
Got a wrestling pay-per-view coming up, I think, next weekend as well. Next Saturday night is Clash in the Castle for all the wrestling fans out there. That's a very good point on who I'm in the wrong month. San Diego Comic-Con is not until the end of July, so ignore what I've just said.
Ignore everything Jay's just said.
Amateur Hour is still going on. I've got a whole month to wait until San Diego Comic-Con. I tell you what's confused me. It's bloody NECA with their pre-orders. Because it's the 26th, the 27th, and 28th of this month, which is when the NECA orders will be going up. But I'm having the panic about the Predator, the Turtles I haven't seen, and of course the Flash Gordon figure as well. There we go. Dan knows better than me what I'm doing. So my next stream, June the 21st. Join us for more action of This Week in Toys. Seems like everyone had a nice time there in the chat. Thank you all. Hope you are feeling better, Kurt. And I hope we have entertained you here for a couple of hours. Thanks for a great evening, guys. And of course, Cheeky Monkey. There is, of course, Hill Phones himself. So, word of the day, I think, is hashtag amateur hour. So, if you're watching on the replay or if you're watching in the live chat now, head over to the comments after. Try and help the algorithm and get it shared with more people. Hashtag amateur hour for me on the replay crew. That would be much appreciated. Hit the like button on your way out again. That would be very helpful. And he has been Matt. You can find him somewhere online. It's probably on the screen, he likes to say.
Yeah,
there you are.
Down there.
Yeah. Brick Life Travels. What you got coming up for us over the next week or so?
A couple of different videos, and actually, for some breaking news as we finish, I will be covering the Designer Link program. And as of 5 minutes ago, something else is sold out. So there's basically 5 Haslabs running for Lego currently. That went live yesterday. 2 of them are sold out, 3,000 units of each one. And some of them are quite expensive and they've gone already. So I'll be covering that this weekend, I think.
Okay, so you're going to check out that. Head over to Brick Life Travels for your Lego content there. Northern Nomad said in the chat, tickle that like button, get your tickling in, tickle that notification bell, of course, to find out the next video that goes live on the channel. But Toy News just doesn't seem to stop. I will try and be doing some Lego building as we go over the next few weeks. I'll give you progress updates, potentially via YouTube or Instagram. I don't know why I'm singing now, but ladies and gentlemen, I've probably got an end graphic somewhere. If I even know where I find it on the stream like today,
just hit the end button.
Hit the right. Here we go. We're going to try. 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.